Earth once raised real monsters. Not in movies, but in real life. And the scariest question is, why did they disappear? Because this planet has changed too much. Oxygen, temperature, air pressure, everything is different. Imagine a turtle bigger than a car. Its shell is nearly 2 meters wide. An adult lying on it wouldn't even reach the edges. Its jaws could crush baby crocodile bones. Crocodiles, not some plant-eating turtle. It lived 60 million years ago. Living alongside it was a 15-meter-long snake. And crocodiles as big as trucks. Why could they grow so large? Because the air back then had more oxygen than today. The temperature stayed above 30 degrees Celsius all year round. Cold-blooded bodies escaped every size limit. They kept growing until they became true monsters. Today, nowhere on Earth is hot enough or rich enough in oxygen to create a giant turtle like that anymore. Would you want to live in that world? Go ahead and comment below to let me know. Next, a crocodile up to 12 meters long. It weighed as much as a small bus. Its skull was longer than your height. Teeth as big as bananas, blunt and extremely strong. Not slicing teeth, but bone-crushing teeth. And it hunted T-Rex as food. That's right, Tyrannosaurus rex used to be prey. Bite marks on dinosaur bones prove it. This wasn't scavenging, this was active predation. It lay still underwater, only eyes and nostrils above the surface. When a dinosaur came down to drink, it lunged from below. A bite on the leg or neck, then dragged it into the river. The prey drowned before it could understand what happened. Even T-Rex had to think twice before drinking water. Today, crocodiles are just a small shadow of their ancestors. Do you still dare to swim in rivers with crocodiles? Now imagine this next one, a giant sea scorpion. Nearly 400 million years ago, it swam in fresh water. Its fossil claw is nearly 1/2 meter long. Its whole body was over 2.5 meters long. As big as a small crocodile, but an arthropod. Segmented body, covered in thick chitin armor like a suit of plate. Compound eyes, dark black, like a fly's eyes but terrifyingly huge. And in front, a pair of serrated claws 1/2 meter long. It didn't crush its prey, it sliced it into pieces. Early sharks were easily cut in half by it. Even fish covered in iron armor couldn't escape. That fish is actually our distant ancestor. Every land vertebrate on Earth descended from it. Your ancestors were once a meal for a giant scorpion. Luckily, that species went extinct a very long time ago. Do you feel a little bit relieved now? Next is the saber-toothed cat, but don't think of regular tigers. It weighed up to 400 kilograms, nearly 1/2 ton. The largest Siberian tiger today is only half that. Its upper canines were 28 centimeters long, sticking out past its lips. Even with its mouth closed, the teeth stuck out like 2 daggers. To use those teeth, it had to open its mouth to 120 degrees. Twice the gape of a modern lion, a terrifying jaw opening. This wasn't a bite, it was a deadly downward stab. It hunted young mammoths and giant ground sloths. Prey weighing tons, with their own tusks, horns, and claws. The saber-tooth lunged and pinned its prey with both front limbs. 2 fangs pierced through skin and cut the carotid artery. The prey collapsed in an instant. The scariest part is it lived alongside your ancestors. Just 10,000 years ago, humans encountered it. Children sat in caves, listening to loud noises outside. Stories told for thousands of years still echo. Then suddenly, the whole world of giant beasts vanished. Those 2 long teeth still sit in museums today, still sharp enough to cut the hand of whoever touches them. Would you dare to touch that tooth? Now, let's talk about the strangest thing, the air that built monsters. A scorpion 70 centimeters long, as big as your arm. It breathed with book lungs, like modern scorpions. But its body was hundreds of times larger than its modern relatives. How could that happen? Because 330 million years ago, the atmosphere contained 35% oxygen. Today, that number is only 21%. A difference of 14% sounds very small, but it is the line between life and death. Arthropods breathe through passive diffusion. Oxygen seeps through holes in their armor into their bodies. With 21% oxygen, the body cannot grow too large. Internal tissues suffocate and slowly die. But with 35% oxygen, the limit rises very high. Millipedes a meter long, dragonflies as big as crows, and scorpions as big as a human arm. The air itself created those monsters. Today, the oxygen in the air is too thin to do that. But the blueprint still exists in the genes of every scorpion. If oxygen levels return, they will grow large again. Would you want to breathe that air every day? Next, a creature that once collapsed the entire field of paleontology. It lived 520 million years ago. Nearly a meter long, 10 times larger than anything else alive at the time. It was the first true apex predator in the history of life. On the front of its head were two long curved claws with spines pointing inward. Those claws weren't for grabbing, they were for shredding live prey. And its mouth was the real nightmare. Not a normal jaw, but a closed ring. Around the ring were overlapping serrated plates. When prey was brought in, the ring constricted and crushed everything. Scientists found its fossils as scattered pieces. They thought those pieces were 3 different species: shrimp, jellyfish, and sea cucumber. Nearly a century passed before they realized they were wrong. Their brains had refused to put those pieces together. Because the complete shape was too strange, too bizarre, too terrifying. The first chapter of complex life was already a horror story. Would you want to meet it at the bottom of the ocean? Tell us the name of the monster you fear most in the comments. Number 4. A shark with a mouth coiled like a buzzsaw. A perfect tooth whorl found in stone. 150 teeth coiled together like a snail's shell. Every tooth had serrations on both sides, sharp as a razor blade. No skull around it, no jaw, just the whorl. Scientists argued for a whole century about where it went. Some said it was on the upper jaw, some said on the tail. Some said it stuck out of the forehead like a unicorn horn. All wrong, and they were wrong for a very long time. In 2013, CT scans found the answer. The tooth whorls sat inside the lower jaw, taking up the entire midline of the mouth. When the mouth closed, the whorl didn't bite, it sheared. Like a living meat grinder, each jaw pulse pushed prey deeper. This fish was 7.5 meters long, a unique evolutionary experiment. No other species did the same thing, before or after it. The whorl still sits in museums around the world. But why did evolution create something so bizarre? No one has a sure answer, even today. Number 3. A giant ape, 3 meters tall. From just a few teeth and jaw fragments, scientists had to reconstruct it. It weighed 300 kilograms, twice the size of the largest modern gorilla. Large, strong jaws, thick enamel, adapted for bamboo and tough plants. It lived in the subtropical forests of Southeast Asia, and it survived until nearly 300,000 years ago. That means modern humans appeared at the same time as it. Human ancestors lived on the same continent and the same forests. They drank from the same rivers, sheltered in the same caves, breathed the same air. And somewhere in the bamboo forest, a 3-meter-tall ape was standing. It looked down at your ancestors with eyes set in a giant face. They saw each other, but we don't know what happened afterward. Its complete skeleton has never been found. only teeth in Chinese apothecary jars in Hong Kong, and stories told around campfires in mountain villages. Its bones are still waiting in limestone caves in southern China. It refuses to reveal itself, and it may never reveal itself. Number 2. A snake 15 meters long, weighing over a ton. Its body was as thick as an adult human's waist. It lived 60 million years ago, right after the dinosaurs went extinct. The skies were empty, the land was empty, and it appeared. It didn't eat fish, it didn't eat small mammals. It ate crocodiles, and it crushed crocodiles to death with its coils. The crushing force was enough to pulverize a crocodile's ribs into powder. The prey's heart stopped before it could make a final struggle. This snake lived in South America, on the same land that is still there. The climate back then was much hotter than today, above 30 degrees all year. Its existence is a measure of how hot Earth used to be. And climate models predict the equatorial region is warming up again. It is returning to the temperature of the giant snake era. The blueprint of that monster still lies in the genes of modern snakes. It is waiting, and it could come back at any time. Finally, number 1, the largest ocean monster of all time. A tooth longer than a human hand, ancient people thought it was a dragon's tooth. This shark was 15 to 18 meters long. Its bite force was the strongest in the history of all predators. 10 times stronger than a crocodile, many times stronger than T-Rex. Its mouth was wide enough for an adult to stand upright inside. And its prey was whales, the largest animals on the planet. It bit off the fins and tail first, immobilizing the whale in the open ocean. Its teeth still wash up on beaches all over the world today. Children pick them up as souvenirs without knowing what they're holding. The water that covered it 3,600,000 years ago is the same water. The teeth still drift, still sharp, still black and as long as a palm. They appear to every generation that walks along the coast. Comment below which monster scares you the most. Click the video on the screen and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.